So the Rarity Collection 2 sneak peeks have finally been uploaded. Let's take a look at the card list. Hey guys, Otaku here, back with another Yu-Gi-Oh video. So today, we finally got the Rarity Collection 2, releases. So let's take a look at the card list and kind of go over, does it, match up to Rarity Collection 1? So as you see to the left of my webcam, here's the card list that has been confirmed, and probably all of it. And overall, there's a pretty decent amount of reprints here, but I also think that there's just a lot of cards here that shouldn't have been here. To start, we have the Blue Eyes support, like Alternative Dragon, Jet Dragon, and Bingo. Yes, these are cards that did need reprints because Jet Dragon being the exclusion, of course, because I believe it was in the tins last year, but Alternative Dragon and Bingo needed reprints, of course, but was this really the set to do that in? But we also have some much needed reprints for the recently released Lightsworn support, so we have Charge and Raikou, so, that kind of makes sense. As for our staples lineup, we have Chaos Hunter, we have Phantasme, Skullmeister, we have Ghost Mourner, DD Crow, Droll. We have Droll in both rarities, or not both rarities, both artworks. We have the Magician's Souls reprint, fucking finally. Holy shit, we haven't seen that in a hot minute, so it's good that we're finally getting, like, a reprint that'll actually dent the pricing. We have Illusion of Chaos, which we got that in the tins, but it's good to just have another one, be able to get it in a very high rarity like QCR. Ultimate Slayer, which we didn't see in the tins, so about fucking time on that. Pot of Duality, of course, because Flu is still a deck, but it's also just nice because the other pots were in the last set. Preparation of Rites, we had pre-prep in the last set, so just to further drive that point home with the rituals. Cosmic Cyclone, MST, which is kind of cool. Book of Moon and Book of Eclipse, Forbidden Lance, Twin Twister, and Skill Drain, so most likely we're going to see it on the next ban list because Anti-Spell is in here, which is kind of funny. The Solemns, which is also really cool. So we have a lot of pretty good staples in this set. We, of course, have Guardian Chimera, Garura, Super Poly Target, of course, Access Code, which we already knew about, Appaloosa in both rarities, IP in both rarities, which is interesting that they're bringing IP in her original rarity, or not rarity, in original artwork in this, because we already have a QCR IP from Battles of Legend Monstrous Revenge, so there's going to be 2 QCRs for the original IP. So in terms of staples, we have a lot of good ones. We even have Polymerization in here, which is a card that's been around since the dawn of time, Legend of Blue Eyes. So there's like good staples, but there's a lot of just kind of in this set. I'm going to exclude this Nimble Hamster looking thing, the Rescue Rabbit, and there's Rescue Cat, which isn't on this list, but I did see it get pulled, and I'm going to exclude the Magician and Swordsman. The Magician and Swordsman needed reprints, but also a couple of these other cards are just for like Edison format, like Time Wizard formats and stuff, so like that's kind of cool, especially since we didn't get Max C in the first Rarity Collection, which is played in some Time Wizard formats, so it would have been nice to have gotten that reprint, but at the same time, Max C's not coming off the ban list anytime soon, as we can hope. But like the cards I'm looking at here that I just don't think really should have been in here because they're very specific is like the Pearly cards, which, I love Pearly, but again, super specific to an archetype. The planets, very specific to their general archetype of Vanadium, Tyr, Cash, Scareclaw. It's just very specific. Xyz Encore, a card that needed a reprint, really good for countering stuff like Pearly or even future Xyz-centered decks. But then we also have Masquerade and Rinbrum, which is really weird for Rinbrum because Rinbrum was in Photon Hypernova, which we already know is getting reprinted in the tins. So the question is Rinbrum going to be in the tins, or are they just going to reprint him again? Which would, of course, defeat the purpose of reprinting him again, because he's going to be available in literally every fucking rarity. This set does, however, kind of continue to drive my point home that I made a theory at the beginning of the quarter-century anniversary that almost every Starlight, if not every Starlight, was going to have a quarter-century rare by the time they stopped printing the quarter-century rares, and they're only further proving my point with Dragoon, Appaloosa, and IP all having QCRs now, including Access Code, all of which have Starlights currently. Now here's my biggest problem, and this was my biggest problem with the Rarity Collection 1 as well, is that there's a lot of cards in here that already have specific rarities like Collector's Rares or Ultimate Rares that a set like this just really devalues because it prints every card in the set in every rarity. Now, yes, it's not technically a Collector's Rare, it's not technically an Ultimate Rare, it's a Platinum Collector's or a Platinum Secret, so it's a little different. It shouldn't affect the price, but it does. And my biggest beef here is that Aluber is in this set, and this was my problem with Rarity Collection 1 was Albaz was in that set. Albaz and Aluber both already have OTS ultis, and this set's going to reprint them in that crappy prismatic ultimate rare, but it's also going to print them in the quarter century rare. Now, obviously, what is considered max rarity is definitely up to, you know, the beholder, who is currently the owner of the card, but obviously my max rarity definition is the highest rarity from its like original printing or the highest rarity currently available. And in most cases, I consider QCR or Starlight Rare to be the highest possible rarity because usually it doesn't have another high rarity available to it. But in the sense, my personal definition of highest rarity for Aluber and Albaz is their original Ultimate Rares because they were in OTS packs, something not easily acquired to, you know, the common person, especially now that these OTS packs are no longer printed. It's a little annoying that they printed it in technically a higher rarity of quarter century rare. Not to mention, I think the quarter century rare looks incredibly tacky along with the Starlight Rare because they're just glitter. And I've never been the biggest fan of the concept of Rarity Collection, printing every card in the set in, you know, every rarity, meaning every card in the set is a quarter century rare, meaning that nowadays we just see nonstop decks with seizure-inducing selection of cards that don't look too much or you might go into a coma. I do understand in Rarity Collection, it is still a cool concept printing everything in the highest possible rarity and just every rarity because it gives people who can't afford these higher rarity cards to have higher rarity cards. But I'm going off on a tangent here. What are the cards that I'm personally looking forward to in this set? Of course, I do use the Rarity Collection as a chance to get my hands on staples that I either don't have a mass quantity of or I don't have at all. So I am, of course, looking for higher rarity DD Crows, higher rarity Drolls, because I'm still using my rares from Tactical Masters. I'm looking for Phantasme in any rarity because I don't have any Phantasme and I wasn't willing to shell out $15 a piece for the shitty gold rare. But I am, of course, looking forward to higher rarity polymerizations for my Branded and Chimera decks, higher rarity fusion duplication, QCR preferred, and of course, anything in the fusion department that has been printed in this set, aka Guardian Chimera, Dragoon, Garura, Masquerade, and Rinbrum. It's also getting kind of annoying that they keep printing branded cards in higher rarity because it's becoming less and less likely I'm ever going to have a high max rarity branded deck. This shit getting expensive, bro. Now, of course, if I do pull the highest possible rarity of Aluber and Guardian Chimera being quarter century rare, I'm still personally going to consider the original ulti of Aluber and the original collector's rare of Chimera to be the highest possible rarity. But I'll add them to my collection. I think the biggest wins of this set, of course, is going to be Access Code Talker, IP Masquerena, Appaloosa, and the Magician's Souls package, along with the remaining hand traps that didn't get printed in the original Rarity Collection. However, I don't think this in quality stands up to the original Rarity Collection. I think the original Rarity Collection was a perfect amalgamation of staples and just overall cards that are good for the format, but also need to be reprinted because I haven't seen reprints in a long time. And we do have that in this set. We do have, of course, the amalgamation of staples and just overall hand traps and things you're going to want, but things that also need reprints. But also, we just have a little too much archetypal specific cards like Pearly, Branded, and the Manadium universe. But I am, of course, curious on what your guys' opinions are, so comment down below what you think of Rarity Collection 2, whether it holds a candle to the first one, whether it's better than the first one, worse than the first one. Let me know in the comments below. And that's all I have for you guys today, so don't forget to leave a like on this video and subscribe if you like competitive Yu-Gi-Oh content. And with that, I'll see you all in the next video. See ya!